something is a little different.
Oh, that's me. Yes, yes, yes. I'm here. I'm alive.
We have Terrence Pennington in the building. Terrence is going to be our live mod because I don't understand technology enough to have a not in person mod. That's how bad I am with this. I'm like, people are like, "Oh, you should get a mod." I'm like, "Oh, I should call my friend to my house."
You know what's funny? I was telling this, I had to do this, and they were like, "Oh, you're a mod.
Yeah,
You don't have to do that in person."
but I like you in person here.
I know.
I
I know.
like if only to see the light reflect off your head.
I know. I know. You guys are going to see a lot of that on this
Yeah, yeah,
stream.
yeah.
You guys are going to exclusively see my shiny head.
Hey, anyone let us know in the chat if you've been blinded by Terrence's head yet. No, but this is fun. Welcome to the stream, everyone. I'm your host, Dan Donahue. This is your live mod, Terrence Pennington Jr.
Yes.
And we're going to be answering your questions today. Any advice you need, anything that you want to say in the chat. Terrence, why don't you throw that comment in the chat right there that I see, because I think it's very important.
Oh, absolutely. Right here.
You just click it right here. So you go here, you don't star it, you click it like that, and then it comes up there. So I knew this comment was going to come. I honestly didn't know it would come so soon, but thank you for bringing it to the forefront. Thank you for bringing it to the table. My hat does look really good. This is Terrence. You're from Boston.
Yes, indeed.
Tell the people what this hat means.
That hat means you're a leather daddy, but
No. Now I've seen that's not true, because I've also seen people on Suboxone wear this hat.
Absolutely. Well, not in leather.
Yeah, it's the leather one specific.
Leather. That's a leather daddy.
We knew a polyamorous guy who would wear a leather scally cap.
Yeah.
And he was now that I say that,
I mean, yeah.
He was absolutely a leather daddy. But thank you for saying that in the chat. You got to take big swings with your hat choices. This hat, I think, says a lot about me. It says a lot about the new entrance of the podcast, the new reemergence, where we have a beautiful, I won't say assistant, I'll say friend here, helping me out, picking the questions, and just seeing what comes up. But welcome to the chat if you're just entering it. I want to say this right off the bat. Some a little bit I'll go ahead and say troublesome in the air lately. I feel like a lot of people are going through a lot of things right now.
Absolutely.
And I think it's time that we help, and I think it's time that we be ready. Terrence, anything you want to throw in the chat real quick?
Anything I want to throw in the chat?
Yeah. Go ahead and click one. Let's address some of the rumors, some of the misgivings about me.
Oh, right here. I like this.
Yeah.
I like this right here. Oops.
There you go.
There.
You can.
There.
Yeah.
There you go.
I still love you. Don't bash me.
Yeah.
How are we bashing?
I don't know. I think you're just wearing that hat. It's a divisive thing. It's very polarizing. People still love you because of it.
I understand what she's saying. She's saying she doesn't approve of the hat, and yet still she has. Well, doesn't that say something about humanity, Terrence?
No. It says, despite you being very annoying, people love you.
Oh, that's kind of. You know what? I'll take that. That's kind of nice. I've actually addressed I've addressed the annoying allegations on this podcast before, and I'll say it again. I am inherently annoying, and I do take full accountability for that. My friends and family members have been deeply affected by how annoying I am. I have more than once kicked my friends in the shin because I thought it was funny, and to I would say ill comedic effect. We have something, Terrence?
Oh yeah. Let's see. First question here. Check this out.
Great. Go ahead and read it for us.
Okay. Well, Dan, do you recommend seeing a comedy show on New Year's Eve when you're sober? Pros, comedy, cons, proud might be too rowdy.
This is great because this is something both of us can actually address. First off, short answer, no. And that's not because you shouldn't see live comedy. I think live comedy is very beautiful and enjoyable. And actually, a lot of stand-up comics don't agree with that. But I do feel that way. I think comedy is like a cool, fun thing that you can experience and watch. The issue with live stand-up comedy is that there are certain days and holidays and times where it is not a good thing to experience. One of them being Christmas, like, right? Very sad. You wouldn't want to go to a comedy show on Christmas. They have those, by the way. They have LA comedy shows on Christmas.
Yeah, that's for people who've lost everything.
That's for people. That's for people who are going directly from or to a bus stop. Like that's
yeah.
It's like a sad, and I love the bus. I love the bus, but it's also a place of sadness and despair. I think people who take the bus would generally agree with that.
Oh, absolutely.
New Year's Eve is a particularly bad night to watch stand-up comedy. The reason being is the crowd is already drunk when they get there. What you want from a crowd is for them to show up, start drinking at the show. By the time the headliner is on, they're that perfect amount of like a little sauced, but nothing too bad.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve, forget it, because I've done a New Year's Eve show. I've heard people's stories about doing a New Year's Eve show. Have you ever done a show on an odd holiday?
No.
Yeah, it's a good idea to avoid them because they can be really brutal. Now, especially being sober, because the worst thing about being sober around drunk people, there's a lot of pros to it, but the worst thing about being sober around drunk people is that you feel as though the frequency is off between you and them. Now expound that by 100 because you're in a crowd. That's what it kind of feels like.
Well, okay. Here's my perspective on it. A comedy show on New Year's Eve, that's something that it sounds like a good idea in the beginning.
Yes.
But you're there and like 20 minutes in, you're just like, this may be fun, but I'd rather just be going buck wild somewhere.
Right. It's the bachelorette party syndrome.
Exactly.
There are so many times a bachelorette party or a birthday party will go, you know what would be fun? Going to a stand-up comedy show. That would be fun. That would be great. The issue being, when you're at a birthday party, the last thing you want to do is shut up and listen. And that is I would say, first prerequisite to enjoying stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
And I've truly, I've almost never seen a like good audience that was celebrating anything. So yeah, I would go ahead and say there's a lot of other things to be done.
Yeah.
But that is one that I would say is on the lower of the priority list. Terrence, you got anything else you want to throw in the chat?
Yeah, just last thing.
Yeah, please.
It's better to be sober, but do something else. You want to have free range of moment. And then that's my last thing.
Free movement especially when you're sober, because when you're sober, you are going to want at some point to exit the situation. That's just being sober. What else we got there, Terrence?
All right, this is an interesting one here.
Oh, great.
By my person right here. Here we go.
Okay.
Hey guys, my question is more of a fill in the blanks. Everything could be going great dating someone, but if blank happens, it makes you rethink everything.
Interesting. So this touches upon a lot of things, because the simple answer would be if they kill one of my parents. You know what I mean? Like, obviously there's a lot of things you could fill the blank in with there. But what I think you're asking is something that may be innocuous to some, but to me personally would make me upset. This gets into something I actually made a video on the Patreon about, which it's way too late in the episode to do plugs, but check out the Patreon. It's in the link tree. I also have tour dates in Des Moines and Orange County coming up. Anyway, back to this. Much more important. Everything could be going great dating someone, but if blank happens, it makes you rethink everything. It's a really good question. It gets into things that people call the ick. You've heard of this, right, Terrence?
Yeah.
So, which can be a very annoying thing to talk about, but it is real. Like, people can do something that completely turns you off of the relationship.
A deal breaker.
Right. A deal breaker. A deal breaker. Some would call it a red flag, maybe.
Well, red flags are things you see in hindsight, but I think this is more of like,
interesting. Oh, in the moment.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me think here.
So like what would they have to do? What would this person have to do for you to be like, "Oh, what's happening
I
right
can
now?"
I can say things that have happened.
Mhm.
Um showing up to their house and they're actively doing drugs. That's been one where
Oh,
I'm like, okay, this is kind of a, but I'm not saying like innocuous drugs.
uh-huh.
I'm saying that
What's an okay.
I'm saying like research chemicals. Do you know what I mean? The stuff, like when I asked them what it was, I didn't know what it was. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they were like
It's just a molecular structure.
yes,
It's just-
literally they had to show me a diagram to tell me what they were doing.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's sort of more of a ubiquitous
Yeah. Okay, I can tell you right now that that in itself is not a bad activity, but like
when I show up the first time
uh-huh.
to meet you.
Here's the red flag or the red herring on that. It's just that the fact that it's if you know the name of that chemical, that tells exactly what kind of person you are. It's just like, oh, this is the type of person I'm gonna like. If
Right.
you like, if I walked into that and someone was just like, my partner was just like, yo, I'm just getting high,
Right.
I'm just doing drugs. I'd be
Totally.
like, hell yeah.
Totally.
But then you're like, oh yeah, this is DM38. This is
Right.
the research chemical that I got from it's like, oh, you're this type of person. I don't think we're compatible.
Right. Right. It's a little bit tricky, but I'm trying to think of like more innocuous things that have happened that were deal breakers. I guess I might not have enough deal breakers. I think I let quite a bit of things slide usually to my own detriment.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I have no deal breaker that I can think of.
Yeah. No, I mean everyone knows. Everyone in the chat who knows you knows this. This is actually a great getting to know Terrence moment because Terrence is a man with almost no scruples.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You make me look like the world's pickiest human being.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like you would have to like steal my car,
Yeah.
drain my bank account.
And if it was just those two things, I think you would be like, we gotta talk about this.
Yeah. I'd be like, there's something's happening. I just have to understand.
Where does that come from?
It's well, to get deep, it's like it was low standards and just a lack of
self-esteem, kind of.
Yes, lack of self-esteem. Maybe at some points a lack of awareness, a lack of experience.
Yeah.
Because like that's an interest that actually, when I saw that, I was like, is there anything that would hey, look, as long as we're giving quality time, as long as we're having some quality time, I think you can read between the lines.
I actually do know. If on like the first few dates, they cause a scene in a public place, that's rough for me.
Yeah,
I don't like. I had this happen where second date, we're at a restaurant, right? And this person starts to complain about the food, and then they start talking really loudly. And when I'm like, hey, like whatever, then they start going over the top, like they react to me being like, hey, maybe whatever. They go over the top and they start like calling, like the server comes over and is like, hey, is everything okay? Like that's how loud they were being. That to me is like, yeah, I don't want to deal with that. That's not for me.
I've had a lady cry in public because I had to go home and she wanted.
Oh, I remember that.
You remember that? Oh yeah. I still miss her, dude.
Every day. Hey, if you're a beautiful lady out there with a lot going on, just know Terrence is just a click away. You have something started there, T?
Yes, indeed. Check this out.
Oh, you can just click the other one and it'll just replace it.
I'm learning so much, guys.
Yeah.
I'm the best mod ever, dude.
This is truly great.
Have you ever had to have someone removed from a show?
Oh God, I mean, and it's great that you think I'm at the level where there is even security at the places I perform. That's really kind of you. and it shows that you really kind of believe in me in this way that I don't even think I really believe in myself. If I wanted someone removed from a show, if Dan Donahue wanted someone removed from a show, I would have to put the mic in the stand and pray they're smaller than me and do it myself. At the places and the venues I perform at, I've loved many of them. They're what I would call bare bones. They're what I would call, if there's someone working, it's an old woman at the snack bar who could not care less if someone showed up in a hockey mask and started kicking people in the shins, right? So the getting someone removed from a show is sort of not in the realm of possibilities for me. Now, there have been many times I've wanted to remove someone from a show. Just recently, I was doing a show where a birthday party was there, and truly everyone there was screaming, and like I mean, there was just nothing to be done about that. There was nothing to be done about that. No one was working at the place that would even remove them. So yeah, I mean, no, I've never had anyone removed from a show, although there have certainly been times where I wish that was a possibility. What happens at the level of show that I generally do is actually really funny. If someone is acting up and is a rowdy audience member because there is no security, the comics kind of have to just figure it out. And that while not being good, it's like, especially if the environment feels unsafe due to an audience member, I do think it is interesting, at least.
Yeah, and I think it also depends on the style of comedy that someone's doing. Like, there's a certain class of comics. We usually road comics or comics of that nature who their bread and butter is dealing with rowdy people, just dealing with problematic people, right? So there's that. And then maybe you'll have a comic who is a bit more meticulous, they're a bit more structured. And if anything happens to derail their joke, then it's just the joke is just done.
It's gone.
Right.
Yeah.
Like for me, for example, my what little comedy I have. Well, if you watch my comedy, it's very much erratic, right?
Yes.
Which really, in a lot of ways, it's very good for rowdy crowds. And also, it kind of cancels out if there's anyone who's rowdy or who wants to participate or who's just like legitimately angry and just like wants to mess around with you. Like, I guess my comedy is kind of so erratic and all over the place that they have no response for it.
If many people, when they see someone acting crazy in a crowd, go, how do I like kind of jujitsu this situation?
Right.
Whereas when you see someone acting kind of crazy in a crowd, you go, oh, that's all you got.
Yeah, that's just energy. That's just, I will derail because like I'm not very structured compared to other people. So I will derail my own conversation and just focus on you and just do a back and forth. I will battle you.
Yeah.
And yeah, so and usually it's a problem for the people coming after me.
Yeah.
Because it's like
security doesn't know who to deal with.
The security is like, everyone's just like, I don't know what's happening right now, but punches aren't being thrown. So
everything's good.
Everything's good.
You had something started that you wanted to throw up there.
Yeah. yeah.
Hit me with it.
All right, here we go. So this is.
You don't have to unclick it. You can just click.
I'm gonna unclick it. Okay, I'm gonna do.
Oh well, and now you click the dictionary.
I need the dictionary.
And you lost the chat, so go back to messages.
No, I got it. Here we go. Oops.
It's okay. There we go. Okay, it's up. Just exit out of that.
Okay, so this isn't a question, but this is
great. Yeah, go ahead and read that because I have some stuff to say about that.
Please tell this is for me. Terrence is a request.
Yeah, please don't request Terrence in the chat. You can just talk. You don't need to call Terrence like he's a doorman.
Oh no, that's what I'm here for.
Terrence. I have a letter for Dan.
Yeah, exactly. I am that guy. Okay, here is a request. Please tell Dan that white women who have dreadlocks are not de facto crazy.
Mhm.
He is dismissive. Look, listen.
Well, can I just give you some pretext? This is a person who also commented, "You just lost a follower." They were one of those "you have lost a follower" people, and then they continue to comment every time. Now, listen, I'm not no hatred towards you, okay? Everyone, but there is something very, very important to consider. If you're a person who has, let's call it a style choice, let's call it an activity that you enjoy, unless you are a part of, let's say, a marginalized or discriminated against group, I think a very good sign of a healthy attachment to the things that you do and wear is that if someone makes fun of it, you can kind of go, oh, well, they're just trying to be silly. So that's number one. That's number one. Number two is yeah, well, most of the time.
No, okay. Let me help you out. Miss Tafari, I got you. Look. So white people with dreads, it's fine. Don't make it your personality.
Right.
Everyone has dreads. It may mean something personal to you, and there's connotations to that, but it's not you, and it's just hair. It's just a style. Don't make it your That's the problem. That's the problem with white women with dreads. It's your personality, and you're type. Either you're like healing crystals or crust punk. Right.
Now, let me just say, I have a mullet. I wear a mullet, which is like the white person version of dreads, I would say. It's kind of how we connect to our deeper culture.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and say I made a choice with my hair to get a mullet. It's not connected to anything. And when people make fun of me for having a mullet, I think it's fine. There's nothing wrong with me. I have a mullet and a mustache. I look dumb. I chose dumb. Look at what I'm wearing. Like, of course it's funny. Of course you can make fun of it. There's no, but to like staunchly defend again. Now, if you're a part again of like a marginalized group or someone's attacking something that has to do with like your personhood and stuff, I can understand getting upset. I can understand lashing back at that. But to have like a visceral response to someone making fun of a silly style choice.
Okay. So this is more they can't kind of take. Okay, that makes sense. Like, okay, so just in the end, last thing I have to say about this, because this is a non-issue to me. I love white women with dreads.
Salute. No, listen, a lot of them are real fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's not get it twisted. A lot of them are real fun. I'm not talking about the style choice. I'm talking about the whole person here.
Yeah.
It's not an indictment of that person, of that human being. Of course. But you made a style choice. And if I make a little silly joke about it, it's not an indictment of you personally.
It's just something to fill the time.
It's something to fill the airwaves.
Yeah.
And also, I think it's fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
And I just want to say again, going back to this comment and kind of backtracking a little bit, I want to let you know, because this person commented some stuff about being a white woman with dreads that was truly so funny and brought me so much joy that I want you to know from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate you. I think that she put hashtag white women in one of the comments. That's one of the funniest things I've ever read.
White women are back, baby.
Is it a white girl summer, do you think?
Dude, it is white girl. It is the year the white girl is coming back in a big way in 2024. I see it. I'm online.
Let's go, Queens.
Let's go, Queens.
Let's go,
dude.
Queens.
White girls are coming back in a big way.
Let's go, sunscreen queen. Let's go hashtag sunscreen queens in the chat, baby.
I'm dead serious.
I like that. If you don't mind scrolling up a little bit, there's one that starred right there. That I think it's a fun departure.
Oh my goodness,
dude! How much fun was that?
That was
This I feel really good about this, by the way. This has gone really, really wonderfully. So this is before our interstitial little break where we tell you where to go and what to do if you're enjoying the live stream. But Terrence, go ahead and read that before we do that.
All right. So this is from Miss Schroeder. If you could do anything and not get in trouble with it, and money was no object, what would you do?
If you could do anything, you don't not get in trouble for it. So you don't get in trouble for it. Do anything. There would be so many people that I would finally be like honest with about their actions, just knowing that I would have no repercussions about it.
I thought you said I'm gonna put a hit out on a few people.
No. See, I think that would be the normal. But if I'm being honest with myself, it's like I'm not. The reason I don't put a hit out is not because it's against the law. There's like a lot more Thankfully, if that's the only thing stopping you, please get help.
I never thought of it that way.
Do you know what I'm saying? If the letter of the law is the only thing stopping you from doing something like that, you gotta find someone to talk to, because that's the whole thing with The Purge is like, I think people watch that movie and we're like, yeah, that's the kind of stuff I would do. It's like, then get help, because it's really not a good impulse. There's a reason why that's like a scary movie. But
touch some grass,
baby. But I would definitely say my answer to that would be I would be very honest with certain people that I think don't have. There would just be a lot of people in LA that I know that are trying to be actors that I would be like, stop.
Okay.
You know, the kind of and I would never try to disparage someone from following their dreams, but there are people who are pursuing their dreams in this way that is hurtful to themselves and others, and also they're not reaping any benefit from it at all, that I would just love to be able to sit down and be like, look, this is not the thing for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What about you, Terrence?
If I could do anything and not get in trouble for it and money was no object. See, what I would do, I would I don't know. That's like the first thing I could think of is do a purge, but like no, it's not.
Right.
What would I do? I would
it'd be funny if your answer was like, I would start going to the gym, I would start working out more, I would start get like stuff that you could just do anyway.
No. No. I was gonna say something silly. It'd be like, yo, I want to go into the DMZ zone and try to figure it out. North South Korea, just like,
oh yeah, no repercussions.
No repercussions.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
Just like, I don't know, let's just do a kumbaya.
Yeah. Just tap dance on the line.
Yeah.
That would be really fun.
My first thought was like, oh, I want to like go into like some sort of I go to Area 51. I would walk into Area 51 and just say, is everything okay here? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Well, the thing about what would you do if, I think a lot of people's answers could potentially be stuff they could already be doing, which is why it's kind of a good question. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a nice reflection.
It's a nice reflection. Although the way this question is framed, at the end of it, you'd probably be like, man, I got to rob more gas stations, which is not.
Dude, I was about to say.
Yeah, you would. Yeah. I know you would.
I would create
that's kind of
well,
I would kind of go like and something that's more insured.
Dude, I would. You know what I do? I would walk into an evidence room at the LAPD headquarters and just grab whatever I need.
Any bag of any sort of substance you see. You're walking out of there with 12, 13 substances.
Any bags, any tools.
People are gonna look at you walking down the street going like, how many substances does one guy need? That guy's just chock full of substances, right?
Just chock full of substances and firearms with the serial numbers off.
Oh yeah. That one I don't like the. We don't gotta do body comparisons, but
let's do a body.
No. Well, it's about women, which I don't find.
It could be about us.
They get enough.
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah. Go ahead and throw it up.
Where is it? Ooh, this one.
Yeah.
Oh, this is.
Oh, I thought it said okay. No, that word was stinky. I thought it said skinny. It says stinky. This is actually a good question.
Yeah.
Go ahead and read that for the people.
All right. This is from K Malt. would you rather be with a pretty stinky girl or an ugly hygienic one? And I just want to say before we get into this answer,
Terrence, I know what you're gonna say, and I'm really excited for it.
I just want to before that,
Yeah.
I just want to say I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing names. I am stupid.
Yeah, you don't even have to say the names.
I want to say the names.
Okay, that's great.
I'm the mod here, okay? I want people to feel woke. All right, but let's go to the question here. Me, would I rather stink girl or an
Hygienic. Hygienic is the key word here, and it's hard to. So, just stinky. Honestly, can I be a little crazy here?
You can be.
Can I have a moment here?
You can go on a sick one.
A little stink
Mhm.
in the summer.
Yeah.
You get that kind of like dew.
Yeah.
If you're kind of like you don't got your AC isn't firing off right, but you're
Mhm.
still in the throes of passion.
Mhm.
You get a little dew, you get a little mist. Sometimes I don't know why I'm sharing this.
Yeah.
Sometimes I will like directly take a big whiff.
Uh-huh.
You ever do that?
Yeah, the stank.
Yeah, you just take a big
Yeah. The
just in the throes of passion.
Yeah, the pheromones. It's like I'm winning right now.
Right, you just want to take it all in.
You just want to take
You just want to take it all in a little bit.
But I mean, like, I think she's talking about every day. Look,
right.
And here's it. The stinky, it matters what kind of stinky. Because like the
Right.
body odor, like just heavy body, I love that. If it's just like body sweating, I love me a stinky girl. I love me a stink. I like to know that I am with a woman.
Yo, any stinky girls in the chat, throw it in there. Let us know.
Yeah. Pheromones. Someone mentioned pheromones right there. Absolutely true. That's we're this close from the wild. We're just this close. Okay.
But we're talking about you go to the grocery store. I think it would get a little overpowering if you're just like in the car, you have a road trip up to like Altadena, and then you're just smelling. Yeah. You're just smelling body the whole way.
Yeah, and if you combine odors, because there's body odor and then there's other odors.
Yeah.
If we're talking
are there.
If we're talking, okay, so just to make it, if we're talking all around stinky, then I'm gonna go with the ugly hygienic one. Because like as much as I love me a stinky lady,
and mind you, before we go crazy in the chat, we're talking about people that we find that way. We're talking about someone that you're not necessarily physically attracted to that has better hygiene. Go on, Terrence.
Gotcha. Thanks for clarifying.
You're welcome.
Yeah, because like look, finding a lady that's stinky in all the right ways, that's a tall ask.
Yeah, huge.
That's a tall ask for anyone to ask for anyone with a good type of stink. So I'm gonna go ugly hygienic. Or I'm not attracted to, but is fairly hygienic.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go with pretty stinky, but I'm gonna have a lot of potpourri everywhere.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have potpourri in the center console is gonna be overflowing with potpourri.
And you know, actually, you can fix the stink.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Cut it out.
You're not thinking big brain enough, Terrence.
I know.
You're not thinking big brain enough with this.
Actually, I just want to just say this here. I'm not going to put it up, but someone mentioned that they're allergic to deodorant and eat a lot of garlic from Miss Ray. Yes, I have not worn deodorant in 6 or 7. I haven't worn deodorant in like a decade.
Yeah.
Okay. And we need to have more of that.
You know what? Real quick, because I have some things that I want to announce and plug in the middle of this, especially if you're watching afterwards. I'm going to throw this in the chat. We're not going to answer it right away, but just know we're going to get to this from the white woman with dreadlocks. We're going to come back to it. Rarely do we come back to stuff. We like to kind of keep it moving, but this is, I would say, is kind of worth
big.
it. Yeah. So, just for plugs, before we get to this, I want you guys to check out the Linktree. It has the Patreon in it. If you tip, half of that goes to Terrence, who drove Ubered all the way out here. And I will be paying for the Uber, just so people don't think I'm a bad person. I will be paying Terrence, but
he's lying.
Any of the proceeds, half of them go to Terrence, and half of them go to me buying a big Hot Wheels set. What's so funny about that? You don't think I need a big Hot Wheels set?
With that hat, that's totally on brand.
In the link tree, I have dates to Des Moines, Iowa, and the OC. Terrence, I want you to go ahead and plug.
Oh, yeah, I have a Twitter.
Yeah, go ahead. What is it?
It's persecuted T.
Yeah, persecuted
_ T.
I'll put this in the comment section too afterwards, just so people, or in the bio afterwards.
I just, whenever people say that, I just want to say I have a Twitter, but it's your job to find it out.
Great. Great. Let's go to this beautiful juicy nugget, the gift that keeps on giving. The white woman with dreadlocks commented. Go ahead and read that.
Miss Tafari said, "It is a way of life, not a style."
Now there's just, so I think that right now what we're having simultaneously is just a flood of ideas. It's hard to get one through the door because there's so many just trying to muscle their way through the door of commenting. And let me go ahead and address this first. It's not a way of life.
I was going to say,
yeah,
I don't want to put you on the spot, but that is the problem.
If you're a white lady with dreadlocks and you think it's a way of life, I almost feel bad here because I hope we're not like getting
no. This has to be, look, for White Girl Summer to come in full effect.
And we do want here's the thing about me and Terrence. We do want White Girl Summer to come in full effect.
Absolutely.
Can we just, I just want to be very clear. Just so we're perfectly clear. If me and Terrence want anything, it's for White Girl Summer to unfold perfectly this season.
Absolutely.
And for all for everyone to thrive. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? No. We just want everyone to ASAP always strive and prosper.
Look, when White Girl 2020, White Girl Summer 2024 comes, everyone's a white. Being a white girl in 2024 is a state of mind.
It's a state of mind. It's a state of being.
It is a state of being that we are trying to ascend everyone. We're trying to ascend everyone into White Girl Summer.
You're gonna be walking around in yoga pants.
Dog. Well, yeah.
You're gonna be walking around with yoga pants.
Yep. I'm not ready right now.
You're gonna be ready. We're gonna, after this podcast, if we get enough tips, we're gonna get you a tote bag. How about that? We're gonna get you a little tote bag, and we're gonna bring you to the farmer's market.
Amoeba Records tote bag. But I will say, okay. I'll say this. Yes, it can be a way of life, because that's what I mentioned that before. Individually, dreadlocks, it does have powerful spiritual connotations, right?
Sure.
And that means that dreadlocks, it is a very almost primal thing. Not primal, but it's just
you haven't noticed this yet. So I'm gonna add this this little gift to the chat while you're talking. Terrence, go ahead. When you're done laughing, go ahead and read that.
Okay, you're being presumptive. I'm reverse Oreo.
I mean, this person, I really do mean this to this person. You're a treasure, and I mean the gift of you being a part of this chat knows truly no bounds.
Yeah,
I really am. I really
great.
Do mean that. Yeah. Because this is a person where, like, the last 20 years of conversation and communication around these sorts of issues has sort of just passed by. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's there's a power to it, is what I'm saying.
Okay. There is. What is I'm still trying.
A reverse Oreo would mean white on the outside, dark on the inside. And I know this because
you don't want that.
Because that
gets you in trouble, bro.
Well,
that's what I someone asked, what does a reverse Oreo mean?
No, well, I know this because there was a at my high school, there was a black kid who was into a lot of really white stuff.
Yeah, that's me.
And they would call him Oreo.
Yeah.
Black on the outside, white on the inside.
Yeah.
Which, I don't abide by that, but it's what they called him. So that's why I know what that means.
Okay, what makes you a reverse Oreo?
That's a great question, because now if this person goes ahead and says, like, I was adopted by black parents, then there's truly something to that. I think, like, that's because I've actually known people like that,
Mhm.
and it is like
Truly amazing.
it's
Truly
it's
an experience.
amazing, and those people are sick. They're awesome. Truly, like those people are awesome.
Yeah.
They just know how to maneuver in any situation you
Yeah.
throw their way.
Mhm.
But
Yeah. No.
but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say calling things a lifestyle. Now, if you even call something like let's say yoga a lifestyle, what that means is you stretch, every day, but also you're mindful throughout the day, right? You take care of your breath and your body, and you're constantly aware of those things. If you say a hairstyle is a lifestyle, that just means you have a certain kind of hair.
Yeah.
And that's where it kind of ends. Like, what's the lifestyle? Do you know what I mean?
Well, okay, I get this.
Do you have a name for each individual dreadlock you talk to them?
I can put this into context
Yeah,
as
please.
a black person.
Yeah.
Yes. In the black world or
No,
society.
I'm talking specifically about a white woman.
No, exactly. No, I'm going to say that.
Okay, thank you.
So in that context, yes, hair is if you are black or you subscribe to that or you're kind of like parallel to that, then yes, hair is a big thing. But at the same time, you are a white woman.
Right. Right. Well, because what I'm saying with her, where it differentiates is like, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think like when there's a cultural context to it, that makes it deeper, right? Those dreadlocks aren't just a hairstyle; they have symbology that's much deeper rooted in your culture and your experience, right? Your experience in the world, that makes it deeper. But for a person, it's a white woman with dreadlocks is kind of the same as me with a mullet being like, it's not a mullet, it's a lifestyle.
Well,
you would rightfully be like, that's annoying.
Well, here's the thing. I don't want to be like, okay, you're white and you do this, it's wrong. If you're black and you do this, you're right.
I'm not saying it's wrong.
No.
I'm saying calling it a lifestyle.
Yeah, a lifestyle. I think for anyone, regardless of race, to call hair a lifestyle, you got your priorities in the wrong place.
Interesting.
That's what I'm saying. And in this climate, especially being a white woman saying that, it's no different, but it's kind of amplified by the social context around it. You know what I mean?
I'll say this. Do you know what? I want to come to this person's defense very briefly in a way.
Oh, I still love her.
Yeah, I still love her too.
This
is the great thing is people contain multitudes. And I think that's what we're learning with this person. No way. Oh, no way. I'm sorry. Something just entered the chat.
Dude,
I'm taking the hat off. Terrence, what are the chances that the first episode we do with you, we're given what I will go ahead and say is a gift from God, or in certain cultures, a gift from Jah.
Gift from Jah, the Almighty.
Go ahead and read that.
I've been married to 2 Jamaican Rostermen. Look, you are too far. You are too deep. You are way, ma'am, miss, you are too deep. This will destroy you.
Oh man, that's so funny.
This will tear you apart. You like you filled the paperwork, you said yes to 2 Rostermen.
Listen, they're absolute. I mean, some of the sexiest people in the world.
Rasta? I mean,
come on, baby.
It's past a certain. I mean, there's a lot of Rastas out there.
Now you have more experience with this because where I grew up in Cape Cod, Massachusetts, the Rasta community, if that is what it's called, was not heavily represented.
Yeah, Rastas are kind of scary. like people who really believe in like the Rastafarian thing, they're kind of just like any the scary thing about religion with some people is like you can get fanatical. And Rostermen, there's the Rasta aesthetic, and then there's actual Rastas.
Right. Yeah. Were there a lot of those in Boston?
No.
Yeah.
But when you saw them, it was like like a shaman, dude. It was like scary.
Right, because I mean I'm only like very vaguely understanding about it, but oh, it's calling. Have you heard? Oh, that's so awesome. This person is so cool.
Dude, you are a true soldier. I
Salute.
have my full respect to I assume there were just like two Jamaican dudes with dreads.
Yeah.
But if there were actually two Rastas, you are upper echelon. You are like
I agree.
Level, like truly resilient. A truly resilient woman.
A truly resilient white woman.
That's why you're gonna lead the charge 2024.
You might be holding the banner for White Girl Summer. All right, we're gonna take a break from you for quite a while, but someone asked a question right here that I'd like.
Okay, I read it from Mr. Trotter. Since we're talking hairstyles being a lifestyle, would you two ever switch hairstyles with each other? And if you did, do you think your life would change? And in what capacity would it?
Okay, so that's really interesting, and I'm gonna go ahead and because there's a question here of texture when it comes to my hair. Like, would you have your hair texture fashioned into a mullet, or would you have literally straight? Because those are two very, very different guys.
Let me say, I'm gonna say an example.
Yeah,
Lionel Richie, black
mullet. That is absolutely a black
Jerry
mullet.
curl mullet, bro.
Jerry curl mullet, and did you know I saw him live?
Hello.
Oh my god! So this is one of the funniest stories that I have, and I've never shared it before.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to Lionel Richie live. Mm-hmm. My mom had tickets, and then she ended up getting a flight canceled to LA and wasn't able to make it. Mm-hmm. And she gave me 2 tickets. At the time, she gave me the 2 tickets, and she was like, bring yourself in a date. At the time, and this comes into play in the story, I'm not just saying this to say it. Mm-hmm. I was dating a woman who happened to be black. Mm-hmm. And we go to Lionel Richie. If you've ever been to Lionel Richie live, or if you haven't, go, because I show up. Lionel Richie live is the Mecca for 50-year-old interracial couples. It is truly
that makes
the
sense.
Promised land for 50-year-old. I've never gotten so many nonverbal positive cues than when we went to Lionel Richie. It would be at like the whole spectrum. All of them would be like, hey, thumbs up, because we were like the next generation.
Dude, that sucks. So, I mean, it's great, but it's like, dude, can we just enjoy? Can we
just enjoy Lionel Richie? I know.
He is the caliphate for interracial. He is the upper.
You know what it was, dude? Every because there were a lot of them. Every white guy with a black woman, I'm assuming they're wives because they at that age.
Yeah.
Every time I walked by, this is what I would get from the white guy.
Oh
yeah,
goodness.
Yeah.
That is
as if to say, "Welcome to the club."
That is so cringe.
It's one of the most troubling things that's ever happened to me.
It is the most. That just makes me. Let's just.
My date was like, because she was kind of oblivious to what was going on. She was like, "Why is everyone looking at us?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "They see us as the new gen."
That is. Oh yeah, but to answer the question.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I had just like with your texture, mullet, I would like.
It would be so, dude.
I would just be like, I don't know if this is like, I just look like an Indian dude. I mean,
maybe a little bit. Yeah, that's actually really true. Yeah.
Be like, I'm just.
You look like an Indian dude who's in a jazz band.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
So I
Now,
mean, it wouldn't. I mean, I don't think it would help me. It would look
no,
cool.
it wouldn't help. I'm gonna go ahead and say it wouldn't
It
help
wouldn't
you.
help me at all.
As far as helping you, quote unquote, yeah, I don't think it would do much in that vein. Now, me being bald,
I would
yeah,
just look
please,
Somali, you know?
right?
Yeah, yeah. Just
Well,
or
do
one of
they have straight hair?
well, they have like wavy.
Oh,
They
interesting.
have very wavy.
I wasn't aware of that.
Like the Hamitic people from the Horn of Africa.
Right.
They have that, and I have like a big forehead, so I would just most likely look like a Hamitic person
Right.
from the Horn of Africa, and
Who loves Bob Seger?
who loves Bob Seger.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Who just found Bob Seger?
Can you imagine that?
Oh, it'd be awesome.
It would just be a group of like 50 Somalis just going to a Bob Seger.
Yeah.
just like, what is going on?
Right.
Now?
Everybody's like, what's happening?
What is happening?
And they're like, night moves. It's the only English words they've learned is night moves.
They have fought. They have literally fought tooth and nail to go to this.
Yes.
Who is Bob Seger, by the way?
Oh, Bob Seger's like working on the night moves. He's a great vocalist.
Yeah,
he's like a great. I've been getting recently way into like, I guess you would call it vaguely yacht rock kind of, but I don't know if you could call Steely Dan yacht rock, but maybe I'm just saying that because I really like it, and I feel as though yacht rock is somewhat of a derogatory term, but man, that music rules, dude. Oh man,
it's universal.
It's universal.
Even in the great Horn of Africa,
the beautiful Horn of Africa, they believe in it and love it.
They believe in it.
So now let's go briefly to me being bald.
Okay.
Here's a huge issue with that. There's like
you look racist.
What's that?
You look racist.
No, well,
just not like that, but just
scary.
I
understand what you mean, and let me towards that point. I can't grow a full beard. I'm unable to grow a full beard. I feel like if you're a bald white guy, you really do want some facial hair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even as because like people give me crap all the time for not having facial hair.
Right.
And I'm just like, it makes me feel aerodynamic. I feel good and clean. I feel like Black Mr. Clean.
Right. I really do think though, I would like put Rogaine on my face because me going from this, which I think it for all the negative things said about a mullet, I will say about with my hair and facial hairstyle, I will say it is vaguely disarming.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Vaguely disarming. Bald, shaved, I am so severe at that point. It's just no good.
You're just giving Joseph Conrad vibes.
Yeah.
That would be like a train conductor, just like a train conductor of like a ghost locomotive machine.
Yeah. That would be me.
Just bald, totally bald with a mustache.
I curl the ends of it.
Yeah.
Have you seen like a modern guy with curly mustache?
Yeah. That's actually, people were giving a lot of crap about that, but I think it's a very cool look.
It's not bad. Yeah.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah.
It's like that, or even like the classic, just super bushy mustache.
Yeah.
Like those, like
I love
old
that.
School looks.
Yeah. No, I think people do talk down about it, but what I love about those people is they are powerful in that they move through all the negativity and retain the style. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that there's something cool about that.
I think actually, I'm just going to briefly put this on,
Great.
referencing what we're doing. Age counts too. Young bald white dudes are sus. Older bald white dudes are just conceding to the retreats of the hairline.
So are they saying sus in terms of looking racist?
Yeah. Or are they saying? Like Bronson. Just Miss Fox said Bronson, just like Bronson. Yes, like being a young white dude that's bald, that means like you have
you can fight.
You have an inner purpose.
Yeah.
that you will drive it to the ends. That's a truly a man with a purpose.
Dude, and not to use a $12 word, but there's nothing scarier than a monastic white dude.
Yeah.
There's nothing scarier than a white guy who also kind of wants to be a monk. Those guys, there's so many of them. There's so many of them.
Truly a warrior.
Yeah.
Truly a warrior class. Just white dudes. But I think, yeah, Youngblood, it is, but still, who cares? Just do it.
Let's do it.
People love a person who just looks different from the rest. You know, they'll be like, yo, what's up with this dude? I need to know more.
Right. No, and I do kind of like honestly the popularity of the mullet now, because it makes me blend in a little bit, which I sort of like to a degree, but
makes you blend in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Let's see here. But yeah, that is a good point. Here.
We got time for one more.
Yeah.
Let's do one more good one. This has been such a joy, dude.
It is. It's very fun.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah.
Bald with or without a stash? While you're looking for another question to add or just comment.
Mm-hmm.
Bald with or without a stash? I couldn't keep a mustache and be bald. I feel like you got to be a photographer.
Mm-hmm.
If you're bald with a mustache, you really, really have to be a photographer.
You know? Oh, yeah, exactly. A man with purpose. Bald is a man with purpose. Yep, I was about to say. All right, so last question here. Man, from Miss Adams. If you truly love someone, when do you stop trying to make it work? Meaning, we really love each other, but we have broken up 3 times because he has mental health struggles, severe anxiety specifically. I feel like I should not give up on him, but then
right, and then it feels it.
No, I got it.
Yeah.
Then I think it may never work. I don't know. Could use an unbiased opinion.
Well, Terrence, I've started most of these questions, but you are my go-to and many people's go-to when it comes to mental health and issues of the like. So I would like for you to take the lead on this one, honestly.
Okay, so let me think here.
I'll throw it back up.
Let me see here. So
I know it's tough, and I know these topics are very touchy, you know, and a lot of people are very deeply affected. In a previous live stream, I had a conversation with someone that broaches this subject, and this isn't going to be an answer, but it's what makes it kind of so difficult. There's a level to which, obviously, mental health issues should be addressed. Mental health is very real. Mental disorders are very real, and those things should be not only accepted but understood to whatever degree you are able to, right? There's a question where when you start involving other people, it can cause issues, because obviously you have someone else to deal with. So now you're not just a person who suffers from anxiety. You're a person where someone is with you through that. Now that can be a really great, beautiful thing, or it could add, I would say, a level of complications when and if, let's say, for example, that issue causes you to lash out at that person. It's a very fine line to tread, because at the end of the day, on one hand, absolutely, like your actions are being heavily influenced, if not completely influenced, by whatever is going on behind the scenes, mental health wise. But on the other hand, if those issues are, it's a ghost. If the issues are causing like damage to people's lives, then that's another thing that's very tricky.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, it depends on whether the problem can be solved and what you can personally take. I mean, there is really no easy answer to that.
Yeah.
Like, for example, well, not even example. Like, I would say, it seems like you truly care for this person. So you should take the steps to try to help them out, right? Which I think you already are, right? You know, being empathetic, listening, just being there, being supportive. But what also counts is what he's doing, or what the other person is doing. Like, you're helping them out, you're doing your half. Are they meeting you halfway? And can that be resolved?
In terms of like maybe their capacity isn't that high, but are they doing what they can? And that's hard to
Exactly.
It's hard to know. It's hard
Yeah.
to know because it's like understanding people's capacity
Yeah.
that just exists in their own mind, which is what makes it so tricky. So it's like you have a very tricky situation on your hands. But yeah, I mean, it all kind of does come back to, like you said very eloquently, your capacity, your own capacity.
Yeah, what can you take? Is it worth it? And can the issue be solved, or I don't want to say mitigated, but can this issue be solved? Those are the three questions that, oh man,
Tough situation.
You have to really think about. You really have to think about those three questions, and then just add it up and see what it comes to. Maybe 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 you can't take it. Maybe as much as you want this to work, and as
Right.
good quality, as much as this person has just good qualities that you love, you just cannot personally take
I've
this.
seen it happen, and especially in like our business, there's people, and like, you know, by the nature of this business, and you see people go on stage and talk about their lives, like there's so many redemptive qualities to so many of these people. But you know, when I say these people, I mean people who do stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
But when you make a friendship and there's just a lot of stuff going on in the background, it's such a fine line to deal with, and it really is personal. Some people have just such a, I mean, I've met these people, such a crazy high capacity to deal with these sorts of things. And other people, you know, it's not a knock on you if you just don't have that capacity, but you're kind of doing a disservice to that person if you're going through the motions without really being there. And like if you're let's say resenting them in the background of this, you know, I mean, it's just up to you how much of that you can kind of take.
Yeah. No. And I don't know. You may already know what you want to do.
Right.
It's just taking that step to actually
It's hard.
doing it. You know what I mean? That's usually the case. People, they logically know what they want to do and what's best. Is just they're afraid to take that next step. That is only in connotations to if you want to kind of cut your losses. But even if you're in that middle ground, you're just trying to figure out what to do next. Those three questions: how much you can take, is it worth it, and can the issue be solved?
Dude, this has been such a mental health day for the both of us.
Not for me.
For me personally. Well, I meant in context with the show.
Yeah.
But yes, for me specifically, it's been such a mental health day.
Yeah. For me too. I may be cool right now, but I live in an absolute world of nightmares.
Yeah.
Every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Every single day I wake up, it is a struggle.
I mean, just your apartment.
Just my apartment. Yeah. There were like a pile of pennies in the middle of my room for months.
What do you like, on the floor?
On the floor.
Why?
Because I needed some pennies. I had to pour it out of.
In what context? You need some pennies?
I needed some quarters. I needed some quarters. There was just, for like a very long time.
That's one of the saddest sentiments I have ever heard.
Look, I'm just trying to tell the people, I'm out here. I'm struggling. Like, I'm pretty happy right now, but like,
you're just out here trying to make quarters out of pennies.
Exactly. What quarter? Yeah.
In a way, we're all trying to make quarters out of pennies.
Absolutely.
Did you get any quarters out of the deal?
I did not.
Yeah.
I just didn't have any more quarters, and I just didn't want to pick up all that crap from the floor.
Sometimes the quarters just don't come. But I hope that helps the question. I want to say thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I want to keep it going with Terrence, so this is going to be the show on Sundays. And please, again, check out Terrence's social media. Check out the link tree. Join the Patreon if you'd like for a bonus live where it's just me and which is a little bit more intimate. And thank you so much, everyone. Have fun and be safe. And Terrence, anything to say?
Love yourselves, love others.
Yeah.
Love will conquer all.
Hey,